Okay, let's cook a meat cake. Now I call this a meat cake, as you'll see when the video begins to play and the recipes given, that I essentially make a meatloaf, but instead of leaving it in a loaf, I flatten it out and cover the whole casserole dish. So hence the word meat cake. It's just something different that I thought I would try. So anyway, stand by and here's the video and the recipe. So take a casserole dish and your spray oil. You're going to give a good coating on your dish. I've got a pound of 80/20 ground beef and a pound of ground sausage. I think the two together really give the meatloaf a good flavor. And I've got 4 eggs. And I used 2 cups of these breadcrumbs. I only show 1 cup here, but I did use 2 cups. And one thing, I did only use 1 cup of cheese, but I wished I would have used 2 because I really didn't tell that there was any cheese in it with just 1 cup. So that might be something to consider. I've taken about a half a cup of sweet barbecue sauce, and I've taken all those ingredients and I mixed them up really well in a bowl, just with my hands, messing it together. And there's the lump of or the loaf there of the meatloaf. And the reason I call this a meat cake is because I'm going to take this loaf and lay it all out flat on this casserole dish so it looks like a cake, like you're baking a cake. Now, because of that, it's going to cook a lot quicker. Then I took some sweet rub from Heath Riles, and I'm going to give a good coating across the top of the meatloaf, or meat cake, whatever you want to call it. And there you see a good coating of the rub across the top of it. Now keep in mind, again, this is going to cook a lot quicker than a loaf because it's thinner. You want to cook to 165 minimum. There's 350 degrees preheated on my oven. And again, it's going to take probably 45 minutes. You want to get above 165 because you have sausage in there. Then I've taken the sweet barbecue sauce, and I'm going to put about a half a cup or 3/4 of a cup on the top of that. And I'm going to take a brush and then coat the top of it. I'm going to put it back in the oven for about 10 minutes to set that sauce. So the total cook time was about an hour. And after it was in for about 10 minutes, here it is pulled out. And there you go. Again, 165 degrees minimum because of the sausage. And it may take about 45 minutes to get there and an hour total probably. But there it is all plated up. Got some corn casserole and some mashed potatoes. And so this is a really easy recipe. And again, because it's thinner, it does cook a lot quicker than a typical meatloaf. Thanks. Keep in mind that when I make these recipes, I don't really necessarily measure much. So I'm just kind of winging it and just kind of telling you how I did it. Obviously, most of these recipes can be adapted to whatever you want. If I put something in that you don't like, then don't put it in there, But that being said, just because I do something doesn't necessarily mean it had to be done that way. The most important thing, obviously, is making sure whenever you cook something that you don't undercook it or overcook it, and it's important to get the temperatures on your meat correctly. But other than that, you can wing it and do just about anything with any kind of recipe, and it's going to turn out, especially with meat, because it's really not that difficult. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for all the comments and the subscriptions and all that have come with you all following along. I really do appreciate it. And I want to remind you, I do have a phone number if you want to text me with questions, 618-608-0152. And you can get a hold of me there with just your name and your location if you don't mind. And with that, I'll say God bless. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.